boy, do I have a story for you. So I'm sure by now that most of you are aware of the blizzard on the East Coast, and many of you are probably also aware that 13 of St. Patrick's parishioners were stuck on the Pennsylvania Turnpike for 23 hours. I want to share the story with all of you. St. Patrick's joined 130 people from around the Archdiocese for the March for Life in Washington, D.C., as it has for the last several years. So we arrived at the cathedral on Tuesday afternoon and celebrated Mass with Bishop Hebda. It was a beautiful Mass, and Bishop Hebda gave us a wonderful send-off. We drove through the night and most of the next day until we reached Virginia.
I came back to the March for Life again this year because I wanted to learn more about the reasons why I'm pro-life. I wanted to stand with more people in our nation's capital to speak against things that go against the dignity of all human life, not just abortion, but other life issues. And I also I really wanted to get engaged in how I can spread the pro-life message, not just in the March this year, but also every day other than the March, back at my schools, back at my parish, and with my friends. So that's why I really wanted to come back again.
We arrived at the hotel safely and had our evening program to prepare for the next day and close the night in prayer.
I believe that we're pro-life! I believe that we're pro-life!
Let us come before Him giving thanks and extol with music and song.
The next morning we went to the National Basilica of the Immaculate Conception, which was amazing. If you haven't been there, I highly encourage it. After Mass, we traveled as a group to the Holocaust Museum. There aren't too many places we make sure to visit each year, but the Holocaust Museum is one of them, especially due to the emphasis of protection of life and human rights and its connection to the life issues we face today. We ended the night by attending the Life is Very Good conference, put on by the Arlington Diocese.
But that Jesus came that we might have life and have it to the full. But here's the thing, if you want to have life to the full, you have to know who you are. And you have to know what you were made for.
Following day we got ready for the march, and by this time we were of course aware of the impending storm. But we as leaders as well as youth decided that we had come for a purpose, and that purpose was to march. So despite all of the consequences, we decided to stick it out. Before we left for the march that morning, Bishop Cousins shared some incredibly ironic words.
You didn't have to walk here. You got to take a bus, so that was a plus. But today we're going to do some walking, and part of the pilgrimage is it's meant to be difficult.
Yeah! The pro-life generation! We are the pro-life generation!
Pro-life and pro-woman go hand in hand.
But are these counselors counseling or selling a service? Tell me.
That a life isn't a life until it's born. And they call us extreme.
Perfect shot.
All right, St. Pat's, you survived the blizzard.
Yeah!
By the time the march was over, the snow was falling quickly, so we loaded the buses and got on the road. We drove straight through until we reached Bedford, Pennsylvania, where we ate dinner, and then things began to get crazy.
What are you guys doing?
We're doing math. Arithmetic.
How long do you think you've been on the bus?
9 hours. 9 hours.
That's
and
not
we're
true.
only in Pennsylvania.
I mean, like
7 hours, 49 minutes, and 44 seconds.
Okay, but how long do you think we've been stuck here?
Oh, like 3 hours. We're not moving at all.
Yeah.
Whoever's doing it.
So we kept spirits high and had fun, playing games, watching movies, and helping smaller vehicles escape the snow.
Hello, I'm Luke Vogel.
And I'm Matthew Ryan.
And we're on the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
We've been stuck here for 12 hours.
This blizzard, Jonas, I tell you, has literally slapped us in the face.
Well, we've been here all night, but it's going good. We're in the warm bus, and we get to go to Mass outside in the blizzard soon, so that'll be fun and interesting.
We are pro-life. Super duper pro-life.
It was definitely a new experience. There's definitely a first for everything, so I thought it was awesome that we got to come together in this way, in this kind of conditions and weather, and to be able to praise Jesus for everything. Even though we might be 16 hours delayed, I thought it was great.
It didn't take long before the pictures and videos were swarming social media, and news outlets began to reach out to our group to find out more. And this, of course, was how many of you heard about our ordeal. The support we received and the number of prayers being offered was unbelievable, and it certainly paid off. At 7:30 Saturday night, after 23 hours, it became clear that in order to get out that evening, we would have to do a lot of the work on our own. So several people got off the bus to dig the 3 buses out using shovels and cardboard signs they had gotten at the rally the day before. When we finally arrived back at the cathedral, we were welcomed by family, friends, and the media.
A lot of groups didn't even go on the march and they all left early and stuff, but our group decided to stay and bear the weather, and it was really cool just to know that we were part of something that was really powerful even though there wasn't a lot of people there.
Okay, I think the most valuable part was being stuck on the bus because we were able to reach a lot more people through media with the mass and everything we had, and it gave us more time to reflect on the march even though there was not a lot of people physically at the march.
I don't want to forget all the ways that God has worked in our lives this week. There's a lot of things that didn't go the way we planned, and just seeing God make everything turn out better than we had planned was great.
I will never want to forget from this trip was definitely the Turnpike Mass, because it was really powerful to see, even though despite the weather and like the coldness, how everyone just went together and we had Mass anyways.
Oh yeah, there were many problems starting off on this trip. Our priest was sick, our nurse, one of our nurses took sick. The snow was a huge problem, but through it all, we managed to still have a good time. People are still smiling and laughing and playing games and praising the Lord. Thank you, Lord. Pro-life. We're pro-life.
And I believe that we're pro-life.
I believe that we're pro-life. Exactly.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.